Several announcements today, but most importantly, Dr. Donker and I would want to wish you a happy Thanksgiving. I will be, as you know, I catch a flight tomorrow morning, so I'm out here, and we'll be. Don't try and email me. I'm not going to. When riding by camel, I'm not going to be replying to email. So, also the 16th is midterm. For which you are writing an exam. I did some work on that exam today, and I sent it to Dr. Donkart. There'll be different sections of the exam. Okay. And so, for the essay portion of the exam, you may use your notes. The other sections, you need to use just your brain. Is that clear? Now, I think the exam's on the 16th. The 14th, I think, is a reading day. Dr. Donkor will send out some instructions about the exam and studying for the exam before then, since there's no class before the exam. Okay? Everyone got that?
Yeah.
Any questions? Good. Yes.
Exams on the 16th?
I believe so. On the schedule. Be here during class time. What? Yeah. Class time. Yes.
How many multiple choice?
Oh, I have it. Not that many. I think it's far too easy, but Dr. Johnson just made it too easy. I'll blame him. Okay. Today we're going to do, remember I see you brought your computers like I asked you to. Good. Just hang on. We're going to use them shortly. You're going to use them shortly for your devices. So let's jump into it. This is actually a Buddhist proverb. Okay, from it's a well-known proverb in Buddhism. To everyone is given the key to heaven. The same key opens what? What does that mean? Wait for these late. Yes, sir.
The importance isn't the key.
Sorry, a little louder.
It's not the key. The key is not what matters. What matters is what you choose to do with the key.
Yes, what matters, it's your choice. You have the power to choose. And I'd like to begin by suggesting that AI can be like this key. You can use it for good things, but you can also use it for not so good things. So we're going to start today with some perhaps not so good things. Okay, some trends and challenges. From September this year, notice this. 6.93 billion last year. The use of AI companion apps. That's a chunk of money. And expected to reach 31 billion by 2032. Growth rate of 20.68%. Now, an activity. Now, with a partner on a computer, I want you to use your critical thinking skills. Remember, Dr. Tim talked about the value of that, right? So, I'm going to give you a website. I hope I don't get into trouble with Dr. Domko for telling you to go to this website. Okay. Because the website makes the claim that should have an S here. The claims made at this website are interesting, I think. And I want you to think about them critically, because you and the younger generation has been sent a lot of messages about this. Okay? So, what might be the real world challenges of having a, quote, perfect girlfriend and boyfriend?
Yes, I did.
You can buy a perfect girlfriend or a perfect boyfriend. I've even heard of news reports of people wishing to marry their AI companion.
But hasn't that already
Somebody
happened?
is married.
There was this other guy. This is making a problem.
The other thing I want to... What stereotypes are being perpetuated? Having a perfect man or a perfect woman. I want you to think about the stereotypes. How one should look, how one should act. You can program your companion to be what you want. A little scary. Consequences. So think about it. The website I'm going to send you to makes claims that this is a good thing. There's many of these websites, some I would not recommend you go to. But this one claims that I can go to it. It's coming up here slowly. Can you all see it?
Yeah.
What intrigued me about this website is saying that they're trying to do good. So I want you to think critically about the questions. There's no nudity.
Thank you.
Please do not sign up. Okay? I'm not asking you, just look at the opening page, the options. Please do not sign up.
Oh my gosh, I can finally be myself. I love my AI.
I see some males are getting too excited. Calm down, calm down.
I'm not excited, I'm great.
What are some of the problems? What's going on here? What do you think are some of the consequences, particularly for people, kids younger than you in high school now, who get trapped with this stuff? Anybody want to venture some, what are some real world consequences of this kind of thing? Yeah.
Your brain doesn't wait an extra health you're about 21, so it manipulates your view of the world.
Yeah, certainly manipulates your view of the world, particularly your view of what a woman should be and what a man should be. Yes?
Lack of social development.
Absolutely, lack of social development. Your development is just with a screen. Yes? Yes, it gives you what you want to hear. But it doesn't allow for real world experiences, real world relationships. Okay, I hope you're all off the site now. And this is a news report that crossed my feed this week. Okay.
Yo, what is this? What is
Quiet, please. Please, no phones. From August 26. Reuters is a respectable news outlet. Okay. Half of young men would rather date a girlfriend than face loneliness, rejection, a new report reveals. Let's look at some of the findings. Okay. They're no longer niche, they're rapidly becoming part of mainstream culture. Please do not go to this site. They don't. Okay, you thought the current site. Anyway, they did a report that we have half of the young men would rather date an AI girlfriend than risk what? Rejection. What? From a human partner. Okay? Millions for very emotional support. Some of the key findings. Exactly.
If I take like 10% of the money.
18
Note this, folks. James says.
That means you want to do that. Trust me, I hate it.
Ladies and gentlemen, you see why critical thinking about these things becomes important. In all likelihood, you may know somebody, a sibling, a relation, somebody younger than you. If you're a teacher, think about those of you who are going to be teachers, students, particularly elementary school and early high school. Okay? These are the things your generation, the next generation will be dealing with. So the question, of course, is how do you critically think about it? How do you have conversations, preferably face-to-face, about how to handle these temptations? Okay? Now, another activity. Okay? I want you to go and look at this article. Okay? Religion. Okay, religion is being affected by what you believe. Okay? Attention, please. Thank you. So I want you to go to this site. This is the site here. I don't want you to read the whole article. We don't have time. I want you to scroll down the article to the bottom of the article where there's a heading that says, "When Machines Become Gods." And I want you to think about that. Finding it? Yeah, it's a long one, sorry. It's from this publication, Interesting Engineering. This is the title of the article. And then I want you to go down to this section. It's at the end of the article. It's the second to last heading. Ladies and gentlemen, I invite you to read the whole article at some point, but we don't have time for that. I just want you to read that heading.
This is almost as bad as people saying the rapture. Yesterday, yeah, the 27th. Then they said we're using the wrong calendar. And it says it's the 6th or it's the 7th.
That's great. I like it.
They can't wait till the next day.
You don't understand any AI. Okay.
The AI disables. Yeah.
The AI's already been
Messing up.
Yo, look. The AI's already been
Okay, hands up if you're done reading. Okay, another minute or so.
What did I learn?
Yeah.
I don't need to physically say first.
See, that's one.
That is the only way to look at it.
Yeah.
One way to look at it.
Okay, 80% is.
Because 80% is crazy.
The fringe Yes, Reddit memes are part of the
Preach that AI will see judgment.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, if I can have your attention again. Do you understand what I'm doing? I'm pointing out that AI is going to affect your social life. It's also going to affect belief structures, what people believe. So it's going to affect your religious life. Now, perhaps what we're going to get to, because we're in an academic setting, we're now going to get to what? How it affects your academic life. So almost every phase of your life is going to be impacted in some way by AI. As one student mentioned here, and I agree, the best thing is avoidance.
Oh.
But can you do that? You'll probably know people who are affected. So how do you guide and help them to think critically about these kinds of impacts? Like it or not, and I don't think we like it in many ways, AI is having and will have a tremendous impact. Also, we don't have time to cover it today, but also on in your employment. But right now, let's shift to academia. I can get my computer working.
Actually, I have played the last week. I played the I was really bored on Saturday. Yeah, I feel like honestly that I get
哦，
played the That is anime watching. Anime. You should just play Blade Ball. It's a great game. All you have to do is spend 30,000.
grab one and pass.
Yeah, it makes sense. Water is a very stressful course. Sitting, yes. Odds? No, yes, I am. Imagine dying. That has to be like the worst. That's right.
Okay. We're back. I'll reference the handout in a little bit towards the end of class. So, but there's trouble in academia with AI, according to the study, so that international China and English students, they notice the last sentence. Many students are letting AI do important brain work for them. That's the temptation. Okay? It's not just cheating, it's letting a machine do your brain work. If your machine is doing the work, your brain is getting lazy. At Berlin, our values are think, believe, and act. That's for your brain, not for your computer. One of the problems are hallucinations. In other words, AI is not perfect. Makes up stuff. It's getting better in some respects. I've also found that if you go to different AI programs, Gemini, Copilot, Perplexity, ChatGPT, you get slightly different answers for the same question. Which is correct. This is where, again, what Dr. Klem's lecture on critical thinking, why it's so important, so much more important than it's ever been. You have to outthink the machine now. You're smarter than the machine. In spite of the fact that they're now building machines with human brains. So,
humans are so smart. Why are we so stupid? We have managed to reach the moon, to split atom, to decipher DNA, and yet with all our knowledge and wisdom, we are on the verge of ecological collapse, perhaps of a third world for, and also we are developing an extremely powerful technology, AI, which might get out of our control and enslave or destroy us. Before we think in terms of risk or threat or opportunity, just think what it would mean if we increasingly live our lives cocoon inside the cultural artifacts coming from an artificial intelligence. We cite from AI, especially in the case. If you want to sell something to people today, you call it AI. Not every automatic machine is an AI. What makes AI AI is that it is able to learn and change by itself and come up with decisions and ideas that we don't anticipate, can't anticipate. The acronym AI is more accurate to think about it as an acronym for alien intelligence. With every passing year, AI is becoming less and less or can't predict what kind of these ideas and strategies it will come up with. And it thinks, behaves in a fundamentally alien way. This is not just theoretical, it's also you're seeing it all around us. I'm Yuval Harari. I'm a professor of history at the Hebrew University of Jerusalem and the author of Nexus, a history of information networks from the Stone Age to AI. Whenever a new technology is invented, it changes all the social and economic and political structures, and it often does so in a non-deterministic way. For instance, in the 20th century, the rise of mass media and mass information technology, like telegraph, radio, and television, on the one hand, they now form the basis for large-scale democratic systems, and on the other hand, for large-scale totalitarian systems. Before the rise of modern information technology, ancient kings in Mesopotamia or Roman empires, they had a very limited capacity to collect a nation. It could not micromanage the social and economic and cultural lives of every individual in the country. They didn't have the information necessary to do it. What technology is up to the 21st century, where organic networks based on our organic brain. We run by cycles. Sometimes it's dead, sometimes it's not. There is winter and summer, there is growth and decay. There are times for activity, and then there are times for sleep and for rest. Think about Wall Street. Wall Street also obeyed, until today, this organic logic. The market is open only Mondays to Fridays, and then the weekend is off. And this is how organic beings function. Even bankers and investors and financiers, as long as they are humans and not algorithms, there is always time off, and there is always private time. Until the rise of AI, even the most totalitarian regimes, like in the Soviet Union, they could not monitor, did not surveil everybody all the time. The Soviet Union did not have enough KGB agents to follow every Soviet citizen 24 hours a day. And even if you somehow managed to follow all the time, they didn't have enough analysts to go over all the information and cancel it. So organic information networks always run the cycles, there is always time to rest, and there is always measure of privacy. But we'll see the rise of a type of information network which is inorganic, which is based on AI. It did not have any breaks, they are always on, and therefore they might force us to be always on, always being watched, always being monitored, and this is disruptive. for organic animals like ourselves. For an organic being to be collapses and dies. And we see it happening all around us with a 24 hours news cycle that never rests, markets never rest, pop never rest. Anything you do or say at any time might be watched and recorded. It can meet you down the line 10 or 20 years in the future. So basically the whole of life is becoming like Batman long time. Now all this is made possible by the fact that AI is the first technology in history that can take decisions by itself. Until today, all our big information networks, they were managed, they were populated by human bureaucrats. A curious fact is that at least in the United States, there is already a legal path open for AIs to become legal persons. Corporations are considered legal persons that even have rights like freedom of speech. So for instance, it can open a bank account. Corporation bank account, why can't the AI do it? It's a corporation. It can earn money. And then it takes its money and invests it. And because it's so good at making decisions, it earns billions and billions. We could be in a situation when the richest person in the United States is not a human being. The richest person in the United States is an incorporated AI. So the legal and practical path to this situation is open. But what we are facing is not, like a Hollywood science fiction scenario of one big evil computer trying to take over the world. No, it's nothing like this. It's more like millions and millions of AI bureaucrats that are given more authority to make decisions about us in banks, in armies, in government.
Okay, I'm going to stop here. And what I wanted you to understand here is that there's an organic rhythm. As human beings, we are organic, right? We're dealing with something inorganic that doesn't play by the rules that organic systems play by or work with. This is a problem to think about very hard, okay? And it's always on. Your AI girlfriend is always there, always available. Your AI boyfriend is always there. Never says a bad word. This has profound implications for how you are going to live your life. How are you going to think, believe, and act? Do you understand what I'm saying? The last thing I'll do before I go on my vacation is I'll put this on D2L so you can watch the rest of it. 5 minutes, break. This slide is from last year, but it looks at where AI gets its information. So think about how reliable some of this stuff is. Reddit is 40%, is the biggest one. Okay. Wikipedia, YouTube, Google, Yelp, Facebook. How reliable are your Facebook posts? So on that Instagram, okay. So everything you post on social media, you are helping an AI company with their algorithms without your permission. Okay. Now, I put this in. Any of you know this guy, Jon Stewart, a comedian, okay, who does interviews. This is a brilliant interview. It's too long to play for class. There's a brilliant interview with one of the, I think he's from OpenAI, an expert on AI. And it's quite funny in places with the interview as he recognizes some of the problems. Okay? So, sort of a fun interview to watch. Okay. So, can sharpen your thinking. Okay, can kill your thinking. It's like key. Okay, open the gates. We've opened the gates to the bad places. Okay, now we need to switch and try and open some places to what good can it do. So, it can help to what you need to do. The first thing this article says and how it can sharpen you is to be a critical thinker. Think strategically. In other words, be critical. That's the first thing. So everything Dr. Tim told you applies to the first thing they list that you should do when dealing with AI. Be a critical thinker. Okay, we'll get more. Okay? You can use AI as a sparring partner. I mean, I don't mean here boxing your computer, but it means testing it, asking it questions, challenging those questions. So you challenge the question, you ask for clarification, and so you can use it as a way of investigation. Interrogate the AI as it's giving you answers. You understand what I'm saying? That can be helpful. And if I remember the third thing. Write use cases. In other words, use AI, and we'll get to this in a moment, where it's appropriate. Okay? I've shown you some inappropriate, perhaps, places. Use it when it's appropriate. And we'll come to some specifics as to how you can use it as a student. Okay? Now, I want to spend about 15 minutes on this site, so I want you to go to this site. Okay? Select a partner. Spend 5 or 6 minutes, each of you viewing the site. Now I want one of you to look under, there's 4 tabs on this site. So I want one of you to take the first 2 tabs entitled The Issues and What We Do. Okay? And the other person, I want you to go to, your partner to go to Resources and About Us. Because at the end, the goal here is that I want you to know who these people are, what they do, and how it can be helpful. Okay? Everybody understand? Okay, go for it. There's a helpful website in helping you manage this stuff. Okay? humanetech.com AI/society. And so to teach your partner what's on the other 2 tabs, your separate tabs. So you're the teacher now, okay? Work with your partner in teaching them about this site. everybody working with somebody? Yeah, some of them are very, very good. There's it's a very sad documentary about a kid who committed suicide because they not related to suicide.
How to get in touch with them. That was their about us, and the resources talked about like, talked about some documentaries,
So these people
and also donate to
these people basically break down the AI conversation which are relationships and community values or
And then I've kind of shared this into the one part where they
basically talks about how as AI communication it'll kind of reshape how our relationships and friendships and the automation they'll also consider creation of
Okay, I don't think so this, but I don't think it's I don't know. I don't know what's up.
And I want you to be aware of the site for some of the resources, because if you're going to have conversations with somebody about AI, here's a resource. One of the videos on that, there's links to various videos. One of them is about a video as a young boy committed suicide because he began investigating suicide on his computer, and the more he did, the more times the algorithms printed the word suicide. Until it became imprinted, and so in the end he committed suicide. Based on this. So these kinds of things you're going to deal with. And so, anyway, some useful things for students. Flashcards. Okay, if you're making flashcards, if you're in, particularly if you're in biology or nursing, you need flashcards. So these are at the bottom here the types of flashcards that are available. Brainscape for quick flashcard generation and for finding flashcards. Brainscape, Flashcard Lab. As in, if you want fast ones. If you just want simple cards, Cram. Okay. If you want to add pictures to your cards, particularly if you're in biology, you want diagrams, or nursing, you want diagrams. Quizlet. Okay. If you're doing it for another language, if you're taking French, Duo cards. Then as a bonus here, there's Google's Notebook LM. What's good about this chatbot is that it only searches information you put in. So you can upload your materials from class to the site, your notes, and then you can have it search and find things in your notes or handouts or anything your teacher gives you electronically, you can upload to Google's Notebook LM, so you can be secure that the information you get when that's searched is good information. Okay. So, Google Notebook LM. There are some other AI that helped you accomplish tasks. These are all, this one helps you concentrate, so you turn it on, and if you break or if you do something else, instead of studying, you plant a tree, and then you can also kill trees. If you don't keep it, sort of like a game. Some people need computers to concentrate now. So these are various ones that are available to you. These are productivity apps. I got this information from the University of Waterloo. So, but I know some students who've tried this one. They plant things to get a forest, but if they break concentration, the trees start dying.
Actually, it's gotten to the point where it doesn't work.
Cold turkey turns off everything if you're ready to go cold turkey. If you're too addicted to this, you might want to try cold turkey. Okay? This is not a turkey you eat at Thanksgiving. And then there's some other ones. I talked about Notebook LM already. So these are some other stuff. Okay. Here are some ethical uses. Okay. As a general guide. As doing an outline. Okay. Some explanations of concepts. Giving you information that you can, summaries. If you have a lot of material to read, okay, it's sometimes useful to ask your AI to do a summary for you, okay, of articles. You can do outlines, and of course, most people now use it for grammar checks. Grammarly, or, it's in most programs now. The problem with that, of course, is not 100%. Okay. So, that's why it's good to know grammar anyway. And we could do a whole session on how to use AI in research. We don't have time for that today, but as you move on through university, one of the skills you need to acquire is how to use it effectively for research, finding stuff. Now, okay, I'm going to give you a handout because this is too small to read on the screen, and it's too much information. This is from Elon University. Has nothing to do with Elon Musk, I promise you. Elon University, I registered with them so I can use their materials. I just gave a whole thick booklet to Dr. Donker as the guide, and here are 3 pages of what AI means for your education. Does everyone have one? Yes. Everyone have one? Pass it down. Okay. On the first page, let's go through it very quickly. Just note the type of AI tools and the different kinds of AI tools that are now available for you. Okay? And then give you examples of some of the tools that you can investigate. So from generative AI, specialized AI, creative AI, analytical AI, embedded AI, and open source. Okay? But what I really want you to look at is in the bottom left-hand corner. Learn to use AI to? Say with me. What's the first one? Research. Okay? Louder. Enhance. Louder. Analyze. Create. Improve. Okay, you must be getting tired, but I know it's a long day. Yeah. Okay, suggestions. See, what I like about this, it gives you suggestions of what you can use it for, but also cautions. Okay? Remember, you have a key. That key is also your intelligence and your choice. So you know what to do, and you know the cautions. Okay? And then the third page, suggestions. Okay? Citations. Okay? This is very important. Make sure you get your citations corrected. Okay? Okay, general guide. Okay, we have an ethic. Have a kind of grounded principle from which you can operate. Okay, your core. All content must be generated by your own brain. Okay? You may use content from others when you provide what? Appropriate acknowledgement. Okay, you want to avoid plagiarism. Okay? There are serious consequences. You can read the section in the academic calendar on academic misconduct. Some other uses: creating personalized learning materials, providing feedback, and presentations. Many of you will, all of you make presentations now, and you can use AI to help you with that. Be careful of factual accuracy. You need to be in charge of your facts. Bias, okay, tends to be biased towards certain segments of society. Okay, we're coming to the end. Okay, this is my takeaway. Okay, this is the takeaway. Probably won't remember too much from this class except that you can have an AI girlfriend or boyfriend. But what I want you to remember is keep the human at heart. Keep the human at the heart.
And you go right back to your
Keep the human at the heart. Have a great Thanksgiving.